What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. You know I got another banger for you, so kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. I just gotta say, first off, shout out to y'all, man, the beautiful people out there that have been tuning in to the live streams, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, and just overall being a part of the culture that we're building here. So salute to you guys. We are knocking on the door to 2,800. Now, in this video, we got to talk about some major news. Probably the biggest coach, the most successful coach right now in the last, 4 to 5, 6 years, Don Staley, is making an impact, a major impact in the transfer portal, landing an Arkansas transfer, a conference rival transfer, a post player who averaged double figures last year in scoring and can shoot the three. This is major news for the Gamecocks. The rich just got richer. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. Join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Now, we already knew, regardless of what happened this offseason, even though they lost Camila Cardoso, the South Carolina Gamecocks front court was going to be loaded. Ashlyn Watkins is ready to step in. You got Chloe Kitts, Sanaya Fagan. I mean, the list goes on. Adele Tack. Still, you might get Walker back as well. Like, this front court was absolutely loaded. And then Coach Don Staley went out and snapped, y'all, and bagged another productive post player to add to this already elite group. This is madness. Former Arkansas post Miriam Dowda is officially a South Carolina Gamecock. She is a former McDonald's All-American and has 2 years of remaining eligibility. Now, we know late in her high school career, she tore her ACL, and she redshirted her first year at Arkansas. Then, as a redshirt freshman, Dowda averaged 3.5 points per game, 2.7 rebounds in just 11 minutes, but she played in 35 games. But then after that, she took a huge jump this past season. She started all 33 games for Arkansas, played 28.7 minutes, and she averaged 10.1 points, 6.3 rebounds, and a whopping 2.24 blocks per game. Another really, really good note that we have to mention, that we have to focus on, is the fact that she shot 31.9% from the three as well. Yes, she can stretch the floor and hit the three. I'm just imagining her and Chloe Kitts in the lineup together. Oh my goodness. And South Carolina's familiar with her. She scored her career high at that point, 19 points against South Carolina, and knocked down 3 tray balls against them. Coach Don Staley said this about Dowda after they beat them 98-61 back in February. Coach Staley said, quote, "She's good. She's good. A big that has great footwork, a big that can shoot the three, a big that keeps you off balance. She can put the ball on the floor. She's really, really good. I was very, very impressed. I found myself complimenting her with what she was able to do out there on the floor. There's always room for improvement. She's definitely got to cut down on the fouls, which tormented her last year. On top of that, the turnovers, averaging over 2 turnovers a game, that will not cut it at South Carolina. But there's going to be less pressure on her. And just kind of looking at how she fits in with this front court, adding more depth, adding versatility, adding another shooter. I mean, there's times where South Carolina, who would have ever thought, could have 5 3-point shooters on the court at one time. Literally turning a weakness from 2 years ago into a mega strength. This is a huge get, and just judging from the quote and the admiration that Coach Don Staley showed to Dowda, we know that she is excited to get this player. She's someone that was targeted in the transfer portal, someone that caught Coach Don Staley's eye last year during the heat of competition. Y'all know how locked in she be, but she also isn't shy. She does not hesitate to give praise to other players that are hooping. So this is major. honestly, looking at the front court, I'm thinking Ashlyn Watkins, Chloe Kitts get the start. But then, I mean, you can't forget about Sanaya Fagan, who could be, sixth player of the year potentially next year, like with that front court. Or she may be starting at the 5. We saw her hold it down while Camila Cardoso missed those games due to international play. Fagan, great footwork, really mobile, can get up and down the court, big, physical, just really good on the glass, blocking shots. So you add that in with them 3. You also have Adele Tack, who was the second-ranked best post player in her freshman class coming in. And, we haven't really seen her. She's been banged up. But now, next year, I think there's a lot of excitement about what she could potentially do. So Tack, Dowder coming off the bench, Chloe Kitts, Ashlyn Watkins. I mean, this front court, Fagan, of course, too, as well. If Walker comes back, like this front court is insane. This will definitely be the strength, the go-to lineup for this team, man. Like, getting it down low is what we know they can do. But these are different South Carolina bigs than we're accustomed to seeing. We weren't seeing Asia Wilson or Aaliyah Boston shooting the 3. We weren't really seeing Camila Cardoso. She hit that one, the only one that mattered, you feel me? But we weren't really seeing her shoot the 3. Now they have 2 bigs that can legitimately be threats from three-point range, man. So huge news for South Carolina. I've seen them in multiple polls, some at number 1 in the way too early rankings. I've seen them as low as 3. But I could see them running the table again next year, man. We know they're playing in some big events, playing out in Vegas. So they're definitely putting this program continuously on the map and expanding to different audiences around the country and around the world for that matter. But huge get. The rich get richer. I think Coach Don Staley brings back the most talented roster in the nation. Yes, USC, the other USC, Southern California did some really, really great things. Texas did some really great things. Maryland did some great things. LSU did some pretty good things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Notre Dame did some really great things in the offseason. So there's going to be a lot of teams that have something to say. But South Carolina, man, adding another crucial piece. You just got to salute Coach Don Staley at this point and this staff, man. Major weapon. I think they get the best out of her. She has 2 years remaining, so she'll be there, two seasons. They can build around her for the future, depending on what these other bigs decide to do. But we know one thing. The front court is deep. They're talented. They're versatile. And looking at it, man, they just added another shot blocker, three-point shooter. Just another weapon at Coach Don Staley's disposal at this point. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the comments. What are y'all's initial reaction? Holler at me in the comments. Let me know. I love to hear what y'all think about this perspective and what could Dowda bring to the South Carolina team that they already don't have. Is she just adding more to what they already have? Y'all holler at me. I think her skill set's a little different, but y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. And make sure to hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest to stay up to date with this movement we got going on. That's a wrap for us. Until next time, hey, we out.